All right, now women know fashion is pain, and after watching racegoers teeter on 10-centimetre stilettos this week, you wonder just how their feet have survived.
Well, there's a disturbing trend that's emerged this spring carnival, and it's getting Botox like jabs in your feet to numb the pain, believe it or not.
Well, joining us now is podiatrist Brendan Brown to talk more about this. Good morning to you, Brendan.
Good morning, guys.
How prevalent is this?
Look, it's not particularly prevalent, thankfully. It is on the increase, and look, I've got to say I'm quite concerned. You know, this is probably not something that's very good for you.
What does the procedure do exactly?
So what they're doing is they're injecting Botox, which is botulism, in fact, into the small muscles of the feet, and it blocks the nerve transmitters so that it allows your feet to, in fact, the muscles stretch a little bit more and put your feet at those precarious angles that high heels tend to create.
Okay, so you'd potentially then be pain-free, but could you not then be masking some real damage, some real injury?
That's what we've got to learn, Georgie, is that pain is our body's way of saying, don't do it, stop right now. And this is just masking it. So the long-term damage can be quite, catastrophic for people in their feet.
Well, elaborate on that. What sort of damage?
Look, simple stuff that occurs on race day is, blisters, callus and corns, and that's all pretty average, a standard day. The problem that you can get is things like stress fractures in your feet. You can get neuromas in your feet. You can get, other pains like, metatarsalgia, those sorts of things that are really long-term problems that are going to cause you lots of money to fix.
And the problem is that you don't feel them at the time because of the Botox.
No, you're not going to feel them whatsoever. Everything's going to feel fine. You're going to feel, maybe a bit drunk from champagne and a little bit uncomfortable walking. But, yeah, your feet are going to feel fine at the time. You're going to suffer months down the track.
Now, us blokes don't really get the whole high heels thing. Well, most of us don't get it, and some actually do like it. But some of us, we just don't get it. But in terms of how women can do it and do it effectively, because let's face it, they're not going to stop doing it. Are there any ways that they can ease the pain and the burden?
Yeah, look, I think you've got to look at things like, rather than in fact getting the Botox injections, let's look at simple things like little silicone pieces that go in the bottom of your shoe. They're going to reduce the pain. You're not wearing them for long periods of time. 8 hours isn't a huge amount of time. It's going to make things more comfortable. Wear more sensible shoes. The lower the heel gets, the more sensible it gets. And in fact, if you make a heel wider, that in turn makes it more stable, and so you're not in so much pain, and you're going to get through the day a little bit better. Look, as you know, some people pull off heels really well, Carl. Yeah. And some people look like front row forwards in them.
All right, so just quickly, girls who are seriously considering this, what would you say to them?
I'd say be careful. The TGA has in fact gone through the program now and looked at Botox and said, in the US there's 16 deaths last year. Now, predominantly those injections are injections in the neck, but, there's a risk with Botox.
It's a toxin, nonetheless.
It's a toxin. It's a bacteria. We've got to consider this is a dangerous thing. So think about it. Not only that, it's hideously expensive for something that may last you 2 months.
Good on you, Brendan.
Information.
Great information.